Hello, everybody. I was sitting here working away and so excited about working on this quilt that I looked up and it said 7:34. Oh my gosh, I'm late. So hello. It is so exciting to work on this that I can lose all track of time. So how is everyone? Is Tanya's here? Hello, darling. It's good to see you. So I am very excited to see you here. And Vicky Robles. Oh, so nice to see you. Linda Price. Hi, sweetie. I'm not sure I recognize your name. Welcome here. We're going to have a lot of fun today with this quilt. So first I wanted to show you that I went ahead and added the door in the room because I was worried not to, because I really wanted it to look like the Degas painting. So I went ahead and added that door. So now, hello, Diane 57, Diane Miller. So nice to meet you, Diane. There's a lot of Dianes out there. I thought there were a lot of Debbies, and Linda's, oh my gosh, Linda, you know Linda Price, I'm sure. And Diane Miller, I'm sure you have met a bunch of Dianes. So it is nice to meet you. Kathleen Ziegler. So let's get right busy because I'm so excited. I want to see this little puppy grow on us. So first I wanted to tell you that Mark is feeling better, but he did end up having the flu. So he's going to get a flu shot next year. I can promise you that. But he even came home last night and had a low-grade fever. So it's not fun to play around with the flu. But so good to see all of you. Was anybody here for the Sunday live stream? I had everything that could go wrong went wrong, but I got off the phone and I got off the live stream and was so worried that it was just awful. But Mark said, honey, I bet you smiled through it. Don't worry. It's okay. So he said, let's go watch it. And that way you'll feel better about it. And thank goodness I did. So, these things happen. So I just got through cutting out my fusible for one of my flamingos here. And so let me cut him out. And remember how I told you with the pattern that I drew, let me show you again the pattern that I drew. With the pattern that I drew, don't forget when you draw a pattern and you go to put fusible on it, you have to turn it around. Otherwise, you will have them facing the wrong way. So that kind of got me off beat last week, but I'll have to show you what I did because I just had a hard time trying to figure out how am I going to turn this backwards. But luckily with Steamacine 2, and I'm not an endorser, it's just I've used it before and it works good, especially if you want to reposition things. Because Steamacine 2 has paper on both sides of it because it's a sticky fusible. So when you fuse one side on the fabric, the other side is sticky so that you can kind of move it around and get it just where you want. So Marsha's here. Hello, Marsha. So glad to see our Marsha. If you have any questions, people like Linda and Diane, new people, lots of Vickies, good point. And so does that mean Vicki Lemire got here? And but anyway, if any of you new people have questions, what I'm doing is I'm guiding you through week by week. I'm guiding you through this one, I call this Landscape Thursdays, but this series is kind of veering more into an art quilt series, which has a lot to do with it has a lot in common with landscape quilts. It's not the traditional quilting. I'm mostly an art quilter, but I also do traditional quilts. I used to be a traditional quilter until I realized I tended to get bored and distracted doing repetitive things, and I always tended to find something funny and goofy to put in a traditional quilt. And all of a sudden I realized, I think I'm an art quilter. So now I've got him all cut out. So what I'm going to do is get my background. Now, I've already put a head in there for him. So I think I'm going to pull this other head off and put the new one. But let me bring you in here so that you can see what I'm doing. Hold on one second, please. Ooh. Yep, Tanya was, I don't know if y'all have seen, but Tanya has been here and been a guest host. And so you need to go back and look at, well, it is, Mark said it would work, but I don't think so. So I want to turn this down, but I'm having problems tightening it back up. Oops. Y'all, hold on just a second. Let me go get Mark. Mark? 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 Okay. I think Mark might be asleep upstairs, so let me figure out how I can try to fix this. Sorry about this, guys. Let me see. All right, maybe if I put some tape, let me see if this will work. We'll try our best. All right, let's see if it'll hold. Whoa, it's not going to hold for long. I can see what it's doing, but we'll see. Let's see if I can get it to hold for just a minute. All right, so now I'm going to look at my drawing. And, oh, I love Diane. I love your pictures. That's so pretty. All right, so we're going to put it right along. I'm gonna leave this right here so I can see right where this goes. And it goes right, his head goes here. And his feathered body runs right close to this edge. And whoops, his head goes back this way. Pardon me a second. Got to get him back far enough here. And I'm looking at my drawing here to see exactly where he needs to go. All right, he's kind of right like this. All right, I think this is pretty good. All right, so now that I like where he's positioned, I'll go ahead and fuse him down. Isn't that pretty fabric? I thought it would be good for, oops, it helps, oh gosh, it helps to take it helps to take the paper off. So let me take the paper off now. I was wondering why it wasn't really sticking good. Okay, so here it goes. Now place him. Let me get my drawing here for just a minute. Whoops. Okay, and I've got to place him right here. And he's leaning far back, doing his little ballet move. Gosh, my camera is really, I tell you what, you tell men it's not working and they say you're just doing it wrong. You're just doing it wrong. No, I think I knew this camera wasn't working. I knew it wasn't working. So let me see if this will hold it in place for just a moment. I tried telling him, but he thought, oh, user error. Well, it's not always user error. There, let me see. Okay. I think I've got it just about right here. And here. All right. So now that I've got the paper off, let me put him on here. All right, now let me show you. Yes, one of the things in this camera, it's not really showing up. It shows up better in person than it's showing on this camera. But I've got this one. Now I need to cut the next one. And I've decided the one in the middle is going to be out of a darker pink because the one I just did, this one that I just did is closer. So I thought, okay, I'll do the next one out of a darker pink. All right. These are all short little leftover pieces. Okay, so I might have to do this out of 2 pieces, and that is okay. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, nice to see you, Vicki. Have a good dinner, sweetheart. Oh, hi, Kim Burris. We've got another new person. Oh, Brenda Fry is back. Hi, Brenda from Pinehurst, I believe. Nice to see you, hon. And Kim, hi, sweetie. Yeah, and I saw you said, good, you're not the only one. One of the things that I do on this show, and the ladies will tell you, I show you my good stuff and my bad stuff, because you know what? We all have it. We all have days where we wonder, what in the world were we doing? So now let me see. I think this is the paper from this one. All right, let me find the pattern from the middle bird. Here is the pattern from the middle bird. Now, I was having a hard time trying to figure out how to do these papers reversed. And I said, well, since it is Steam-A-Seam 2, then that helps me just a little, because Steam-A-Seam 2 has paper on both sides. So what I'm going to do is actually, that's the side I won't want the stuff to stick to. All right, because see, I need to do it backwards to have it come out right. And so I need to decide what's the front and the back of this batik. Now, some people will say, oh, there's no right side or wrong side on a batik. Well, there's no right or wrong maybe, but there is a front and a back. Now, what I do is I pick out a design like this, and I look at it on the back. Whatever side is deeper and sharper is the front side. But you can make that decision yourself. So this, I notice more of that design, and it's blurrier here. So I'm going to say that the side with the stronger pattern, see how it's blurry on this side, but it's stronger on that side? I'm going to say this is the front. Hi, Lime Zombie. You do not, nobody ever has to apologize about coming to see me, because I am so tickled you're here. Now, if this is going to be the right side, I've got to put him on this side, and I've got to make him face this way. So let me see if I can get the fusible. The last one I did, I peeled the fusible totally off by hand and just laid the fusible and then tried to match the paper up to it. But that was hard to do. So let me see if this time I'm going to try to peel. Whoa, see how it's sticky? You have to be careful. Ooh, pull it out gently. But I'm going to try to peel this paper off, but leave it sort of attached to the other paper. All right, now I can put, whoa, be very careful. This stuff is sticky, and you don't want to tear it or crease it. So I'm going to put the body on this side. This way, when I cut it out and tear the final paper off, it will be just right. Okay, so I've got his body, and see how it sticks? That's the beauty of Steam-A-Seam too. All right, let me get another piece of this fabric. Let me find another point to see if it's front or back. I'll look at this part. This is a lot, let me show you. This is a lot brighter and bolder than this. So this is going to be my front, which means it has to face down. All right, and I'll line this up here. This bird's going to have to be in two pieces. And here we go. Put this Steam-A-Seam up here and put the paper, whoops, nope, better. The paper keeps the Steam-A-Seam straight and square. So when I went to lay the head down, then went to put the paper down, it bunched a little in the middle. So I'm going to let the paper dictate where it should go, because I want the bird to be in the same position as I drew him on the pattern. Okay, so now we've got him. Let me iron him. And that way he's stuck on that side for sure. And then I can quickly cut him out and place him into position. And I'm going to tell you too, I save my scraps when I do art quilting, because sometimes all you need is just a little scrap. It's not like the yardage that you need when you're doing a piecework, patchwork quilt. So I save my scraps. Some people say, oh, I'll need to collect a whole bunch of fabrics to do art quilts. No, actually, it's just the opposite. You probably can shop a lot of your stash and scraps that you've collected for years and find something that'll work really good. All right, so now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to quickly cut this out. Sorry, I don't mean to take too long. But keep talking and visiting while you're watching, because you can do with this, you can do both. All right. Okay. Now, a lot of times, if you have a piece of the bird that is going to go under another piece, it's best to cut it just a little bit long right there so you can tuck it in. But I'm probably going to tuck in his bill, not his body. So I'm just cutting along the drawn pattern piece. All right, here we go. So now I got all that done. And I don't need this one as much right now. What I need is, let me find it. This is a good one to keep out. Okay, here they are. Here are these three were my inspiration for this flamingo quilt. So I'm going to keep this on there and put this over to the side. Let me show you. I keep that on my book holder. All right, so now what I want to do, I want this one to be behind because it's a little brighter and stronger. So I'm going to peel up the edge of the light one and tuck this little guy right under. Okay. Just carefully pull it up to tuck him under. All right. This is a little tricky. I wish if I had thought this through, I would have left this on the paper still, just along the edge, so I could have lifted this up. This steam seam is very strong. The good thing is it doesn't want to come up on its own. That's a good thing. So let me just almost have it. Almost. Come on. Come on, fabric. Okay, now I have it up. I have it. See how I pulled it up? And it wanted to get a little raggedy, so I'm going to definitely press it down really good. All right, so now I'll tuck this under. Let me tuck it under a little touch more. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to tuck this one under here. All right, then that'll put his face about right here. Okay. I'm taking my time when it comes to placement because you usually get one good shot at putting it down. All right. So now I have both of these birds on there. What? Oh, I did it again. Did anybody notice that I forgot to take the paper off? Second time doing that. Oh my gosh. Oh, Diane Miller, you are in North Carolina, just like me. I'm in Winston-Salem. Nice to meet you. It was really lovely today, wasn't it? Except for the rainy dreariness, but otherwise, it was really pretty. I opened the door for a little while because it's anytime I can get fresh air, that's a great thing. Okay, so here, now I'm pressing it down. I took the paper off. It's a good thing I noticed that the neck wasn't doing right. It's like, what's going on with this guy? So I tell you what, I might be teaching the class, but I'm not perfect, that's for sure. Okay. All right, so now I have 2 of the flamingos on. I have their bodies on, okay? So number 3 I've drawn right over here, and I have to figure what fabric to put this one in. So, this is going to be tricky. This one's going to be tricky. I think I want to go a little, I don't know. I think I want to go a little higher contrast. You haven't opened the curtains. It's probably been just a little dreary. I tell you what, it's easy to feel a little depressed with this weight this much. Oh, now here's a neat one. This might be awesome. I don't know. It might be too, I don't know. I'll let you, maybe y'all can kind of help me. Let me pull out a few colors here. Let me see. This is kind of neat, but is it going to be too close to that other color? Let me see. I hate to just use a solid because if you use a pattern, it will help. Okay. If you use a pattern, it helps give you the look of the feathers. I'm thinking this one. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to let y'all give me some ideas, and I might still pick the one I want anyway, just because I'm here with the fabric and I can see it a little better than you can. But, all right. So I've got this one. I've got this one, which I'm not leaning to a solid that much because I think that it doesn't do the work for me. I've got this bright pink in this. Here is the bird I'm going to cut out, and I think he's going to be special because of the way he kind of sits. He sits facing forward with his neck kind of curled around. So, let me see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold these up here, and then I'm going to hold these up and then let y'all help give me a vote. Okay, now let me take this tape off a second and let you choose. Here are the 2 I have now, a pale, a medium batik. Now I've got this, okay, I've got this one, and I've got a grunge and another pink solid, pink solid, grunge, this bright batik, and this muted. Yeah, any of y'all have any ideas? Oh, I'm sorry you're sick, Maureen. Please be careful. So I'm trying to decide if this would do a good job. I'm thinking that solid might not. But then You're thinking this muted one? Yeah, but the thing I worry about is this might be too much. These might be too much alike. So, you think maybe this one would be good? This lighter one is just a grunge. It has like a paintbrushy type pattern. Like if people had taken paint brushes and it's got a little bit of yellow, a little bit of purplish, and pink. So the one I liked first. I'm thinking the grunge might be too blah. So if we leave these two. Hi, Vicky, you're here. So here would be this one. And here would be this one. I'm thinking this. What do you think? The one that's muted, which is this one? Oh, I got one vote for bright pink. Well, I tell you what. Let me put my camera back up here a minute now. Since my IT man must be asleep on the couch. Okay. Let me see. I'm starting to worry that this would just be too much. Let me see. Yeah, I think this one's the one I'm going to go with for right now. Now, the good news is that if I don't like it, guess what? I can cut a new one. That is the beauty of being a quilter. If you don't like it, do it again. Okay. Let me cut this out really quickly. This shouldn't take too long because it's a pretty easy little pattern of the fusible. And if you just joined in, I was telling them I'm using the Celestine 2. And it has paper on both sides and it's sticky so that you can move it around. So I thought it would work with these. And normally I use glue for small pieces, but with these big birds, I don't want them flopping around, and I was afraid that they were too big for the glue to use it well, to do it well. I mean, so now, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going to cut the individual feathers yet. All right. So let me open this up. This, I believe, is a Jenny Buyer, but it might not be. Oh, it's a Jenny Buyer. Do I know my Jenny or what? So let me get a good size piece. Here is a piece of the comic board that I like to wrap them up. Steam-a-seam too. Thank you, Diane. Diane 57, what would I do without you, darling? All right. So what I'm going to do now, I should make it a habit to have a Jenny Buyer fabric in every quilt I make. If any of you that are new, just know I love, oh, Tanya. I'm going to do that, Tanya. You know what? I'm going to use this fabric, but she said, yes, I'm going to get some of the tulle. Let me see what I can do or make it look like feathers and tulle, but I think that would be so much fun. All right, let me make sure I've got this. I'm pretty sure I've got this the right way. Oops. Don't be, sometimes I'm so stingy with this fabric. Okay, let me see. Oops, no. Hold on, guys. I don't want to, the problem is I don't want to waste any fabric. And, well, when you don't want to waste fabric, sometimes you take too long, you put it too close to the edge, and then you have to keep doing it over and over. So here we go. Finally, I broke my cheap habit, and I actually wasted an inch of fabric. Okay, so here is this one. All right. So now I'm going to quickly, I don't want to bore you guys. So let me quickly cut this out, because what's coming after we do this is the fun part, which is their bills and their legs. That's what's a lot of fun. All right, cut this out. Whoops. All right, so anyway, what we're doing is, this idea to do the birds is from Jody, and she is doing a wonderful job with her hummingbird. And I will show you the pictures of her hummingbird in just a little bit. But she went back and added some humor to her hummingbird. It is absolutely beautiful and very realistic. And instead of having its little, its long, narrow bill in a flower, the last picture she sent, she had it pointing towards a microphone, and she's working on the lettering of, if you forget the words, just hum. Get it? Hummingbird? So cute. So I love that humor. All right, I will put this out of the way. And, okay. Now let me see how this one is supposed to be set up. Here is my drawing. Okay. The head is supposed to be over here, pointing towards the door. And, oh no, I glued this, I heated, no, wait a minute. Now, is this one going to go in front? Maybe I'll put this one. Let me see. If I heat this up, will it help it come off? Let me see. Well, it seems to make the fabric just a little more squidgy. Oh boy. Let me see. I might have to put it in front. I guess that's why we have fingernails. Just keep trying to pull it up. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm getting it. Yay. You've got to be kind of careful, because the fabric will start to like fray open. I don't want to tear the fabric. I mean, if you did, you can always repair it. You know, my saying is, you can fix anything. Okay, here we go. Yay. All right. So now I'm going to put this one. All right. Now his head is supposed to be in that corner. Oh, the camera tape came off again. Hold on, guys. Sorry. My IT man, I think, is asleep. So let me get another piece of tape to put on that. Yeah, we have a big budget here at Our Time to Quilt. But anyway. All right, let me see. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to put this here. Let me cut a little bit off of his chest so I won't have to tuck him under quite so much. Okay. You cut a little bit off of this one's too. All right, and guess what? I'm going to remember to take the, oh yeah, you're right. I'm going to remember to take the paper off this one. Yay, Deb, you can teach an old girl new tricks. So here we go. Tuck it under here like this. Put its head in the right position. Body down here pretty good. All right, now press this all back down. And if you just came in, I was showing them how I went ahead and put the door that had been in the scene, the Degas painting, and I went ahead and decided, yep, let's put it in there so I don't have a wall that's just kind of plain. It was in there and I want it to be noticed. I want it to be reminiscent. So here are my 3 dancing girls. Now, just so you don't worry, hold on one second. Let me grab. Just so you don't worry, I'm going to go ahead, come in here kind of quickly and do a little bit of definition for these girls. All right. I'm using my ink tints by Derwent, which is an English company. And what I need to do now is bring the pattern in here. I'm leaning it up against the wall. And let me draw in I'm going to draw in this neck here, because right now you can't make out just how graceful she is. So I'm going to draw in this neck. Okay. And then while I'm here, I can draw in some feathers. This is going to be her wing right here. And so this just gives her some definition. And then now for this brighter bird, I'm going to come over here and do some definition on her with a darker red. All right, so I'm going to look up here to see what I've got for her wear. Her neck's going to kind of come down this way just a little bit. Her wing takes over and comes back this way. And she's going to have a lot of wing feathers that I will lift and cut a little bit later. But here's her wing. Her neckline comes in. Okay. Now, I don't need a very bright one for this girl to give her her little definition. So her neck is going to kind of show here and then go right into a wing that's going to come over this way. And then she's going to have defined feathers like this. All right. Now, I just did this to give her just a little definition for right now. I'm going to come in here with my fabric medium and watch. This is always the exciting part, which is to watch the ink tints bloom. Oops, let me move this over just a little bit. And I will get this camera fixed. One way or another, we will definitely get this fixed. All right. So I'm using a textile medium. You can use aloe vera gel. You can use water. The problem with using water is that water tends to make it bleed and run into the surrounding areas. And I don't really like it to do that. Now, in a place right here where this line by the neck is just a little too dark, I take, while it's wet, and you can wipe it off. Wipe off the excess to get it just the way you want it. All right, so this one's neck is coming down. Now, this is just a basic definition. I'll come back in later, and I'll use browns and whatever color will make it look really realistic. Whites, and I'll do more defining. But this, you kind of just get a little bit of an idea of the definition now of these. So, okay. So there are the bodies. Now, the one thing I know they're going to have yellow eyes with a dot in the center, and they're going to have white, pink, and black bills. So, let me see. And I think I had my bills drawn out before. The only thing is I'm going to have to figure out how to put them on the fabric in a turned around position. So, this is for the bird on the far left. And I'll probably cut these out of, oh, this is tricky to figure this out. All right, so this one's going to be this one's bill right here. Then this one is going to be this one's bill. And their legs are an unusual, you know what? That grunge might be perfect for their legs, because their legs are kind of pinky, whitey, you know, right where that backwards elbow is darker. It's a little bit more defined. And so I got to figure out how to do their legs too. And when it comes time, I am going to do trapunto for their bodies, so that their bodies, this is the middle bill, bird's bill. Whoops. Left, middle, and the right one. Does anyone have any questions? Well, what I did with the legs is it's kind of a trick of the eye, because I wanted their bodies to mostly show, but in real life, you know, they are so much leg. So I'll show you how I did the legs, and you'll get to see. All right. So here is the right one's big bill. This and this. So there are the bills. All right. How I did the legs is kind of fooling the eye just a little bit. Okay. And here they're doing a kick, so you feel like you're seeing their legs, but you're not seeing that much. This one is standing back a little bit, and so you get a better shot of this one's legs. So, let me see. All right, I can put the fusible out of the way right now. But I think that these might end up being good legs for these birds. And then that way I can take ink tints. I can take the ink tints and color them in. Okay, let me see. I need a white for the bills. Okay. So now what I have to do is, since I did these the wrong way around, is I need to see if I can peel this up, peel it off the paper. Maybe by tearing it, it'll help me. But if I don't get the fusible off the paper, then what I'm going to have to do is use this as a template and cut it backwards. Because I did this before I realized. Here we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I want the bill to go this way. So I've got to, wait a minute, I've got to put it this way. Okay. And then I'm going to take and carefully put this back over it. And it's going to be real hard to make sure I get it exactly right. And I don't want to mess up my iron. So where is my ironing sheet? Well, I don't have it around, but I have this. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I'll lay this ironing sheet down. And let's see if I can get that bill fused on the white fabric. Hello, Tiffany. Okay. So now, let me see if I can cut this out and get it put down in place. All right. So, but these are it's just getting to the fun part. Next week is when we can start getting the feet in and putting the color on the bills, and then putting the yellow eyes on. I don't want to put the eyes on too soon because it has to be bright and shocking yellow. And I'm afraid if I put it on too soon, it might get messed up with the ink tints and stuff. So since that's going to be really get your attention, it's kind of got to go on late in the thing. But you'll find it, when you start. Okay, did this iron on good enough? Let me try one more time. Make sure. Okay, let's see what I've got. Come on. All right. But I would love for you to try one of these. You know what? I don't think it's working out. When I tried turning it over and then, I know why. Because this kind of stickiness, it's only stick less. It stuck back to it because the other side was just regular paper. It didn't have anything. Okay. But this one's not going to work. None of these are. I'm going to have to take, I tell you what. And you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm looking at my background. I've got to work on a way that if I just do one layer of fabric, the background's going to want to show through. So, okay. But what I'm going to end up doing then, Let me look and see what side of this I like best. This side's prettier. So what I can do is put this on. Let me see. Oh, I know perfectly what to use. I had to think about this. Here it is. I saw it today. All right. So what I'm going to do is take my rolling, it has a rolling wheel right here, and it deposits a thin line of chalk on your fabric. And this will brush right off because I didn't want to use any kind of marking utensil that I couldn't get off good. So now let's try this again, and I will put this on with glue because I'm probably going to have to use 2 layers. And you know what? It's a great time for me. If I'm going to use 2 layers, it might be fun to add a little bit of batting underneath and give that bill some dimension, because their bills are very pronounced, very big, and they make a clacking sound with their bills too. And their bills are unlike other birds. Their bills are held upside down, and they skim the water to get any little food out of it. So they put their head down, their bills goes like this along the water, and then they filter feed things out of the water. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down for now. Here's my glue. I'm going to glue this one down, and then I'm going to get it. It'll give me a chance to see how it does and if I need 2 pieces. If I turn out to need 2 layers to hide underneath of it, then I'm going to use it as a chance to put some. Okay, this one's the left one. Now where is my middle? My middle one. Here's the middle one. Okay. So, any questions? Any questions? So anyway, I hope I answered your question about their long legs. What it's going to be doing is you're kind of looking a little bit down at the bird. So that way I can get away with not having another whole yard of fabric below them just for the legs. Oops. This came in kind of, hold on, let me put this, here we go. I didn't quite get this one right. All right. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure that was, yep, just over the other one's head. Okay. So, now let me, all right. I'm going to draw this one, but anyway, next week we're going to have a lot of fun. We'll be putting on the eyes, we'll be putting on the legs, and then I'm going to have some feathers. I'm still figuring out how I'm going to do it, but I will have some feathers for you because I want to put something. I don't know whether I'm going to be using water-soluble stabilizer or getting what I'm going to get to make look like real feathers. But I'd like a couple real feathers on these guys so it gives them a distinctive look. Okay. All right, here's the middle mouth. Middle mouth? Okay, I'll put my glue on there. There's the middle one's bill. Oops. We'll let them dry good. I think we're going to see colors through there. But, all right. And then the left one. Let me get this one on real quick. And what I'm going to do is hold it back just a touch so you can get to see it from a little bit of a distance, because right now you can't really see it well. Okay, this one's the left one. All right. Let me cut this out really quickly. Anyway, but this one, depending on how many of the extras that I get done on this, we only have next week and maybe one more week, because I'll probably show you how I would quilt a piece of art quilt. Yeah, let's say we have at least two more weeks, because I want you to see me quilting it. And then I have a special way that I like to frame these, because I like them to look like art when I hang them. So I'll show you all of that. Okay, here's this one. Whoa, I think that bill's just a little big. So let me cut this one down. Sorry, but every once in a while you have to do some on-the-fly editing, and that's okay. That's what it's about. Okay. Now, let me come up here. There's a special shape they have. After you've looked at it enough, you get used to it. Okay. Whoops. Pull it back. Yeah, I can already see the ballet bar through that beak. But anyway, here are the 3 beaks on them. Now, before I show you the pictures, I'm going to hold this up so you can see the background and the birds. I think we made the right decision. Whoops, let me, hold on just, oh, here we go. I think we made the right decision. Oh, come on. Come on. I think we made the right decision. Oh, yeah, if I tilt it back, I think it'll be okay. I think we made the right decision with the color of the birds. So here they are. So it's 3 flamingos in their dance studio, Parisian dance studio. Okay. Can you see it? All right, so now we have our 3 birds in place. Next week, we'll do some more. We'll do some feathering. We'll do some defining. We'll put the eyes on, the rest of the bills. I think the colors are good. I do think they work. Thank you very much. Your help was really needed, so thank you. All right. All right, so now, and thank you, whoops, thank you for putting up with my camera troubles. So what Mark has is he has these little joints that act like wrist or elbow joints, and they are from a GoPro type setup, but not an official GoPro. But for some reason, the joints are starting to fail, and he thinks the camera heats them up, and then, whoops, and then it flops right over. So we'll work on that. We've got some work to do before Sunday, that's for sure, because I don't want to go through this on Sunday. All right, we're trying to take an inexpensive camera and some MacGyvering and turn it into a pretty decent camera unit. And, you know, there's a reason it didn't cost me $1,000 to get this set up. So, and we still want to do it on a budget. So we're going to find it out how to do it. All right, let me now go here and turn off my lamp to show you some pictures. Oh, and guess what? Y'all will be the first to know that Russell, my grandson, is going to have a brother or sister in August. So I'm so excited. So now let me go to your photographs. And I'm hoping that some of the rest of you will work on this and send in your photos, because we love getting inspiration from you. So let me see. How do I, okay, here we go. So I know that we have Jody's, and she was thinking of going in this direction. It'll open up in just a moment. Come on. Come on. Well, let me try it again. She was thinking of going in this direction. She got to the point where she was trying to decide backgrounds. And in trying to decide the background is when she started thinking, how do I want the background to be? What do I want it to be? So she was here. Then she started with this background. She wasn't sure, but look what she came up with. Is that the cutest? I love this kind of creativity. When you give your brain the chance to just run with something and come up with something that people don't just see every day. You're putting part of you in your art. But I just think that is so cute. I absolutely love it. So way to go, Jody. So now let me see. I'll go back to the photos, and I know that Maureen, I think, was working on one, but she's not feeling good tonight. I'm so sorry. And then Cheryl Lemon, I would like to show you this one before we go. And so this was her inspiration. That was her inspiration she found. And then here's hers that she's making. And I love how she's cut the fabrics to resemble feathers. That is fabulous. So here is the inspiration alongside her version. And I'm just so tickled for her. So if you can cut fabric, like when you were a kid and could cut paper, and if you can color, and I think that, I did have one. Diana Wright has started hers. She's been so busy, she might not have gotten back to it, but that's a great start. But if you pretend your fabric is construction paper, back when we were kids, and just start playing. And all you need is some good old school glue and fabric are your colors, and ink tints or whatever kind of fabric markers you have. And it's easy. And you just work from there. And so how easy is that? And then when you start on this, send me a picture. I'd love to see what you're doing. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's so easy. And, some people feel afraid or like they're going to be embarrassed. But this is just playtime. This is playtime. Just try it and see if it works. So I wanted to show you one more thing, because some people feel like they can't draw. How would I draw the background, they might say. So I'm going to show you. I think this one would be a good one to use. Whoops. Oh, this one would be better. All right. So I'm going to show you this picture and what to do if you don't know how to draw or you're too intimidated to draw. What you're going to do is you cut out the picture. That's your example. Okay? And you have to cut the margins off, and you'll see why in just a second. And then so far as my pattern paper, this is just paper that came stuffed in a packing box. And I ironed it out and used it again. But let me show you. If you say, well, I don't know how to draw. Well, you take a picture like this one, and you fold it in half, and you make a sharp crease. Then you fold it in half again, the other way, and you make a sharp crease. Then you fold it into half the other way yet again. Okay? And if you want, you can even fold it one more time, making sharp creases. Then when you open this up, you'll see all your creases. See all the creases? See them all? Then what you do is you take your pattern paper, whatever paper that you're going to use, and it, of course, will be bigger than this. And with your iron, you take and fold that paper and iron it, or crease it with your hand, fold it again, or do the same thing with, if you want to go straight to fabric, your foundation fabric. You fold it and iron it as many times as you folded this paper. See all the folds? Now, when you do this, all you have to worry about is on the top section of your fabric or your pattern paper, you just draw what you see in here. See? Instead of looking at that whole picture, your whole inspiration, only draw what you see right in here and where you see it in here. Then you fold this down again, because you don't want to be overwhelmed with all of this. So then the second square, you just draw a little bit of her head and a little bit of her shoulders. That's all that's in the second one. And you go on moving block to block to block. And that way, it will help you to get the size and the dimension and the placement right. And I promise you, this on your fabric foundation or your pattern paper. So see, anybody can do it. So, and use inspiration in all forms. I go on the computer and I bring all this stuff up. And in fact, my third flamingo, I liked how this one did with his neck. I liked how this one did, and this one. So that's where I got my inspiration and tried to figure out how could I do a fancy neck with one of them, and that's where I got it. And in fact, this gave me the idea to do 3 dancing flamingos. And then this is where I saw the Degas, and I thought 3 dancing flamingos. And see their arms? That's where I got the idea to use the flamingo neck, and their hands are the flamingo heads. So that's how I came up with it. And then I saw the one, well, I don't see it here now, but the dance studio. I said, I'm going to look and find what dance studio I think's the prettiest. And I saw that and went, there's the background. So it's really pretty easy. And go on the internet, use that wonderful resource, and then just start cutting and playing and drawing. And if you don't like it, you just rip it off and do another one. Easy. So any questions, you guys? Uh-oh, you're not removed from chat. What chat? Are you removed from this chat? No, I don't think you've ever done anything. No way. Oh, Tiffany's Quilting Life, a button for the eyes. Wouldn't that be neat if I could find the right one? Oh, that's a neat idea. Thank you, Tiffany. Oh, Tanya. I love it. Tanya said, could the middle one have a rhinestone necklace? Of course. She's got to have some bling. I'm going to have to go out. Let me see. I'm going out tomorrow anyway. I'm going to stop by Joann's and see if I can find any stick-on stones. Oh, what a great idea. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, Kat, we're seeing, I'm sorry that you can't see it, but Kathleen, we see your writing. You just wrote not working. So don't worry, sweetie. We see you. No, if you ever, no. We never do that. If somebody would, pull you aside if they thought that, but I can't imagine you'd ever. Diane 57, Dollar Tree. That's my kind of gal. I love it. Love it. All right, so then I might look for some yellow buttons for the eyes. Thank you, Tiffany. And rhinestones for a necklace. Thank you, Tanya. So, and I'm still waiting to hear if Tanya is going to make some videos. She did such a great job as a guest host here with me. And so, in fact, if not, I'm going to have her back. So, Tanya, if you can come up, oh, and eyelashes. Oh my God, that would be so cute. That would be so cute. So, but Tanya, if you come up with an idea for a show, let me know. We'll schedule you. Okay? All right, guys. Yeah, well, be thinking of something, Tanya, you'd like to do with everybody, and we will do it. And that would be so much fun. Or any kind of technique you would like to demonstrate. She's a doll baby. Are you okay? Oh, Kathleen, it's okay. Listen, to Kathleen, if you were here Sunday, I had the worst show of the world. It was like everything that could go wrong did. And sometimes it just happens. I mean, what can you do? All right, guys. Well, it's time for me to get ready to go. I've stayed longer than I was supposed to, but it was so much fun. So next week will be fun. We'll come prepared to get these girls' legs on so they can do their ballet moves. And I'll have to have rhinestones and buttons and feathers. If I can't figure out how to do some thread painting feathers or some tulle feathers, thank you. Who was the one that mentioned that? That was a good one. But if I can't figure out, I might have to get some real pink feathers. Who knows? All right, guys, take care. Mwah. Have a great rest of your week and see you Sunday. Bye-bye, guys. Take care. Mwah. Bye-bye. Thank you for all your help. You were great. Bye, Diane57. Bye, Kathleen. Bye. And bye, new ladies. Come back again. Bye, Kim and Linda. Come back again. All right. Bye, Lynn Zombie. We're glad to see you, sweetie. Or Lime Zombie. I forgot what your real name was now. I'm so sorry, but keep coming back because we like you. All right. Take good care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your evening.